Hi, today I'm reviewing Experiment in Terror from 1962. This is a really interesting little movie. Interesting in that I'm not quite sure if I loved it. You know what I mean? I was intrigued by it. I thought the cinematography was just fantastic. The story, it's about a bank teller who is terrorized by a man, this raspy-voiced, villainous man who wants to use her to steal some amount of money, $100,000, whatever it was, $10,000. I honestly can't remember the amount now, but it was a lot of money. She's supposed to steal it, and he's terrorizing her through her by threatening her sister. The woman is played by Lee Remick. The lead FBI agent on the case is played by Glenn Ford, and the plot, well, I don't know. I think by modern standards, it moved a bit slowly for me. Now, I could be wrong. Maybe that was part of what was supposed to be suspenseful. What was suspenseful then might have been a little bit different than what's suspenseful now, maybe. I don't know. But that's... I just kept thinking, this is such a long movie. So there's that. I mean, I had the oddest feeling of like, will you get to the point? No, I'm not sure why. But, I mean, so I cannot honestly say this is a movie I would want to watch over and over. However, the cinematography was fantastic. The acting is just wonderful. I mean, Lee Remick is wonderful in this role. Anybody who thought she was just an ingenue was not obviously not seeing the talent that this woman has. Is she still alive? I don't know. God, Jesus, I'm making a fool of myself. Oh well, too bad, huh? So, having said all of that, I will say that it is very Hitchcockian. I love the San Francisco setting. I kept wondering how this guy kept getting into places. It's like, she's on the phone, suddenly he's there, right behind her. And I'm like, what, you picked the lock? What? Did they not lock their doors in San Francisco in the early 1960s? In the early 1960s, I would not have thought ever of leaving my door unlocked where I lived back then. You would be crazy to leave your door unlocked in this particular part of New York, or any part of New York. Anyway, having said that, all of that, then, you know, there were the obvious things that I think we've seen in Hitchcock movies, like the whole thing with the mannequins. There's this one person who's involved in this business, you know, this whole lengthy business of trying to pull a heist or whatever on this bank, if you want to call it that, you know. But this woman works as a person who restores mannequins or makes them or repairs them or something. So there are mannequins all over her apartment, and they're just hanging and they're standing and you just know that he is going to be in there, and there he is, and it's like, she would have noticed that. She knows what her frickin' mannequins look like, right? I'm like, okay, there were times like that, and I'm just like, okay, yeah. And there was like one jump scare that actually made me laugh when she opens the door after after the villain has come in and threatened her in the bathroom of all places, dressed up as a woman, the cross-dressing psychopath. Sound familiar? Yeah. So, okay. So, so there she is, like, she opens the door, there's this old woman with a similar hat standing there, and she just goes, ah, ah. I'm like, oh my God, that was good. Yeah, I just laughed at that one. So, and then the end, I don't want to reveal too much about the end. I'll just say that number one, that crowd scene just made me squirm. I thought, this reminds me of being on the subway at the worst part of rush hour in Japan. So, yeah, I'm trying not to lean too much to the left. Me. Okay. Anyway, so there's that. I mean, this crowd scene is just enough to... It's so... I mean, the work that went into making this film is just so incredible that I hate to put it down in any way, in a sense. And yet here I am doing it. So am I damning with faint praise? I don't know. But I think if you like film noir, and especially if you're interested in the transformation period in the 60s, this is actually a film worth checking out. So, despite the fact that I've said so many weird, bad things about it, maybe, I will give it 3.5 stars, maybe, or 4. Maybe I should be, I don't know, I'm on the fence, because I don't know, there was something about it that was just, like, just felt long, and something, I don't know. And it didn't help any that the guy was named Ripley, and I kept saying, believe it or not. I had to stop doing that after a while. I figured my husband was going to punch me. I'm kidding. He would never do that. Yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, Ripley's Believe It or Not. And, just great scenery, though, of San Francisco. I love San Francisco. So, of course, I kept making bullet jokes and jokes about Dirty Harry. And without revealing too much, I can see where Clint Eastwood got his ideas for his villain in Dirty Harry. This thing had Dirty Harry seeds in it, sprinkled throughout. That's all I'll say. That's it. And I'm done. Talk to you later. Be seeing you.